Okay, so I wanted to make a quick video just because I don't see many videos of these on YouTube as far as mini kegs. And this is a 5-liter mini keg. It has a gravity feed spade at the bottom. And this where the little grommet goes. And there's a couple of different grommets that go on top. But what I want to focus more was on the taps. So this here is just a regular tap, considered more like a vintage. I found this on eBay. Cost me about 20 bucks. And the way it works, it has the tube. This actually pops right in, and it has a pump. So this portion right here is the pump. So you pump air here, and when you lift this portion up, then the beer will come out and you can start serving your beer, close it back down, and stop serving the beer. But this, when you're pumping, what you're actually using is oxygen. So you're creating the pressure with oxygen. So if you're gonna have one of these for your beer, for your mini keg, your beer is gonna go flat in a couple of hours. So then there's another type of tap, and I got this one from, it was also online. I think I paid 50 bucks for this just because I was curious about it. So it has a CO2 cartridge, a 16 gram CO2 cartridge that goes here on the side. It gets screwed on. So just like the other tap, it goes on the top. You have to use a grommet for it. And this was the tube that goes down to the bottom of the keg. And then this is your dispenser. You push it down. It releases CO2 at the top, and it pushes the beer out all the way to the tip. So the cool thing about this one is it actually has a little regulator, and you can regulate how much pressure you want and how fast you want the beer to pour out. And because it's CO2, you can actually use your keg from one day to another day. Actually, I tapped my keg and it lasted about a week, and it was still with carbonation. It didn't go flat. So that's the great thing about having a tap with a CO2 instead of just a regular pumping oxygen. So I want to show you how to make, and this is another one that I made. It's just a real easy, real basic tap, and I'll show you how to make that. So these are the materials that we're going to use for this project. I have some clear tubing, and this is, I don't know if you can see it, there's a 3/8 tubing. And also got some other tubing, it's a quarter tubing. And this is the tube that's going to go down inside the keg. And this is going to be where you're going to be pouring your beer out of. So this little portion of the dispenser fits the 3/8, and that's why I got a 3/8. Then I have a quick disconnect, and this was going to go from a 1/4-inch tubing to the 3/8 tubing, so we can connect this on the other end. And got a T-fitting. This is a half on all 3 sides, 1/2 inch on 3 sides. This is just an adapter. This is where we're going to kind of have options. This is a quick disconnect for just a regular gas for my regular CO2 can or tank, or you can use this one, which happens to be the same size. This is a 1/4 inch, and I can actually use just a regular, if I want to go on a camping trip or whatever the case may be, use a 16 gram cartridge, a charger, and it just plugs right in, and you can use that source for CO2. Then we got a barb fitting. It's 1/2 inch, so it's going to go on the bottom, and a regular plug. This is a 1/2 inch as well. That's going to go here. So in this portion, we're going to be drilling a hole, a 1/4 inch hole. This is where it's going to be the outlet. So we're going to have the 1/4 inch tube go through here, inside, and all the way down to the bottom. We're going to cut it to size and measure how far down we want to go into the keg. Then this fitting is going to go here, and this is where we're going to be introducing the CO2. So CO2 is going to run from here to this portion, which is going to be the top of the keg, and then the 1/4 inch from the bottom of the keg all the way out to the dispenser. Pretty simple. To make the hole in the plug, we're just going to use a 1/4-inch drill bit and a drill, and just try to make it as center as possible. That way, in case you need to or change down the line, change the tubing, it'll be a lot easier. So once we have the hole drilled out on the plug, we just fed the 1/4-inch tube through, and then we're going to pass it here onto the T. And this is going to be your dip tube. It's going to be inside your keg. Here's the barb, so it's also 1/2 inch, just like the T. Slides right in. That space between the tube, that's pretty much where your CO2 is going to be coming out of when you inject it on this end. So this goes screwed in here, like so. And this screwed in on this side, like that. And then this other fitting is going to go right here. Just like that. So once we tighten everything down, we'll be able to either hook one of these small CO2 cartridges to it, or we can even use our quick disconnect fittings from the regular keg and attach it here, so we can have CO2 coming directly from our regular tank. From there, we're going to get a couple of inches. We're going to cut about here, and that's where we're going to put the adapter. It's going to be going from a 1/4 inch to a 3/8 inch. So it's going to look like this pretty much once it's finished. And then here is where we'll attach the 3/8 inch tube, and you can leave it as long as you want. And this is going to be where your dispenser is going to go attached to. You just push this right in. And that's pretty much it. It's a real quick tap. So you have your options of either buying a tap and spending that much money, or doing something like this, which pretty much costs about $20 at the most. I would say probably about $15. So there you go.